Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you play a song called Invisible by Hunter Hayes. And we're going to end up cabling this on first fret to match the recording, but we're going to start out on a C major chord. When we play C major, first finger goes to the B string on the first fret, second finger on the D string, second fret, and third finger on the A string on the third fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now, while you're on C's in general, it can be kind of cool to lift off the first finger and make that a C major 7. Or you could take the pinky and add it in and kind of make a C major 9 kind of sound. And then from the C on the intro, we go to an F major chord, and we play F major. Normally you do this as a first fret bar, second finger on the G string, second fret, third finger on the A string, third fret, and the pinky on the D string, third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major bar chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about using something called F major 7, especially if you want to avoid the bars, where you could do first finger on the B string, first fret, second finger on the D string, G string, second fret, and third finger on the D string, third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E, that sounds an F major 7. It sounds really, really groovy. Now randomly, just like we were doing with the C, you may want to lift off the first finger and kind of add in kind of that open B string to the F chord. If you kind of dig it on that, it's kind of playing an F, but we kind of sharp a lift. Or you could take a pinky and kind of add it in on the B string on the third fret, kind of add the 6 to it. But just kind of taking that C idea and kind of seeing what you can say around that F can be a cool idea. And then from that intro, and actually on our intro, it kind of sounds like you do almost kind of an 8 down idea on each chord. And you may want to add some muting to that and kind of make that a little bit sneaky. Or a lot of times with a song like this, I like to use something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the C and just tried that a lot. You'd have down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So we tried that through our intro. You have the C, the C. Using something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're kind of dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that beat into 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the C and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you'd be doing it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you'd be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you'd be doing it up on 2, down on 3. So you'd be going 1, 2, 3, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you'd be going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, 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 down. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 down. So we tried that through that intro. You'd have C, verse starts out on the C major, we do another C major, and then we go to an A minor chord. And all you really have to do is kind of take the third finger and put them on the G string, second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now you may also want to think about lifting off the first finger like we were talking about for the F and the C and making that an A sus2. Or you could take the A minor and add in the pinky and kind of get the third fret on the B string and use an A sus. So you can kind of say some things on the A minor chord. And then from the A minor, we go back to our F major, and then we do another F, and then we go back to C major, and we do another C, and then we go to the A minor, and another A minor, and then we go to F, and then we do another F, and then we go to G, and then we play G major. First finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger on the low E string, third fret, third finger on the high E string, third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now you may also want to think about putting the third finger on the B string, third, pinky on the high E string, third, and kind of make that as another voicing for G major. Or randomly, you could also kind of play the G major shape with second finger on the A string, second, third finger on the low E string, third, pinky on the high E string, third. And that might be kind of cool at different points of the tune. You may want to take the G major and kind of add in the first finger on the B string first fret, kind of working a G sus. It would be kind of a cool thing to kind of work into the tune. Or you could even take that idea and take the second finger and go to the D string second fret and kind of make it a big G sus, kind of working it that way. We want to play around with that for the G. And then from there we go into our chorus part. And our chorus starts on the C, and then we do another C, and then we go to F, and then we do another F, and then we go to a D minor chord. And the way you play D minor, first finger goes to the high E on the first fret, second finger on the G string second fret, and third finger on the B string third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D minor chord. That sounds really sad. Now, especially if you're doing this with 1, 2, and 3, it kind of gives you an opportunity to lift off the first finger and make that a D sus 2. Or you could take the pinky and kind of add it on the high E on the third and make it a D suspended chord. So you want to kind of play around with those ideas. And then we end up with kind of a half to F and G is kind of a 4 idea. And then we're back to our C and another C. And then we go to F. And then we do another F. And then we go to D minor. Big F chord at the very, very end. And then we'll basically be mixing up those chords through the song. Now the weird part is to play along with Hunter Hayes, instead of starting on a C chord, he's starting on a D flat major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo and put the capo on first fret, and now your C is really a D flat major, your F is really a G flat major, your A minor is really a B flat minor, and your D minor is really an E flat minor, and your G is really an A flat major. But you may want to kind of start with just kind of that down idea for the C's. C, F, or you can even kind of play around with kind of adding and subtracting some of those notes that we were talking about. And then from there, then we'll be going into our verse part. So we tried that with kind of the down idea, or the down, down, up, down, up. You'd have the C, A minor. And you may want to kind of alternate between those. Or if you're kind of digging on that 16th idea, you can throw that in too. So you can even take all those rhythm ideas we're kind of playing around with, kind of find a way that works for you. A minor, G, and then we kind of have this big push on G, and then kind of a stop time idea. And then from there, then we go into our first chorus. So we have our C, C, D minor, kind of half an F and G, and we're back to C, C, D minor, and kind of this big F push. And then from there, then we go into kind of a little intro return. Now something else you may want to add to the song though is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw in a bass for the chord. So on the C you have the A for the bass. On the F you have the low E for the bass for the guitar F. F major 7 you have the D for the bass. On the A minor you have the A for the bass. On the G you have the low E for the bass. And on the D minor you have the D for the bass. So we can kind of try that intro returning, adding basses to the 8th note pattern. Have bass down, up, C, or if you're digging on the 16th pattern, you could kind of work a bass down, down, up, down, down, or bass, bass, down, up, bass, down, up, kind of cool variations. So we kind of dig on that too. You'd have the C. There, then we'd be going into our next verse. So we tried adding basses to our next verse. We have the C, C, A minor, A minor, F, C, C, A minor, A minor, last chorus. So we got our C. Our bridge part. Now on our bridge there is this one really cool, on the second F there's this really cool lick where you could work the down, down, up, up, the down, down, up, down strum pattern and throw a G to kind of lead into the A minor. And if you're digging on the 16th pattern, you could work that with kind of down, 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 up, down, and then go to the G for the down, up, down to kind of lead into the A minor. So you want to kind of play around with that too. Into a solo part. So if we kind of work the rhythm through the solo, we got a C, C, F, G push. And the notes through that part, if you wanted to kind of follow some of those, and I'm thinking real frets here, actually, just for ease of play. You start out 9th fret on the B string, 11th fret on the high E, 9 on the B, and then 11 is kind of a slide to 13, and then we go back to the 9 on the B, 11th fret on the high E, and then 9 on the B, and then 11 to 13 is a slide on the high E, and then we go 9th fret is a slide to 11, and then 13 on the high E, 11 on the B, 13 on the high E is a slide to 14, and then 13 on the G, 11 on the B, and then 13 on the high E, 11 on the B, 13, 11, and then 13 bend. So through that first part you got, and then, so I want to play around with that. And then we go 11 on the B, and then 13 slide to 16, and then we do a pull off to 14, and then slide back to 13, and then back to 11. And then 14 on the B, and then 13 on the high E is a slide to 14, and then 16, and then it's a slide to 17, or 18, and then we go to 16 twice, and then kind of do a slide, or a bend. So we got that 11, 13, 16, 14, and then, so you may want to kind of play around with some of those notes. And then from there, then we go into our last chorus. We kind of kick it off with kind of that C idea, and another C, and then go to F. And then there's this cool little stop time at the end of that where you can play the D minor, and then play a C chord, but you might want to bring out just the D string of the high E to kind of get that E note on the D string kind of working as a pointer to the F. Kind of that D minor, C slash E, F. That's kind of that idea. And then we go back into kind of our intro for our outro. But what you may want to do is kind of play around with this and kind of see, especially with all those different rhythm ideas, what works for you. And then we kind of end up tapering off on an F. And then we do a big C at the very, very end. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Invisible by Hunter Hayes. So good luck!